My app idea is for a companion app to the tabletop game called Kingdom Death Monster, more specifically, the settlement sheet that goes along with that section of the game. The idea is to be able to create multiple sheets per user where the user creates a username and password so it can save each of those sheets under their username. Within the sheets, there are different sections which I hope to make into different tabs so it can be navigated a lot easier than just one giant block of text. I hope to also be able to automate a lot of it so it can be a lot easier when going through the sheets to make the game a little faster. When a user logs in, I want them to be able to see all the current games they have going on, as well as be able to create a new game. When they do create a new game, it will bring them over to a new place where they can enter the name of the new settlement. After they name their settlement, it will bring them to the first tab, which will be the timeline. There's pre-generated options in this timeline, but you can also click on each section and then it'll go over and the user can pick options that add on to this section. So it's going to be a lot of pre-made stuff, so it's not user manually entering. The next section is the innovations, which the game automatically starts you with language, which builds a deck of about 6 cards, which once you pick one, let's say Hovel, it will branch out into even more cards, building the deck even more. I'm hoping to automate this system, but since each card is connected, I can showcase what they have based on, or what they can get based on what they have. This next section is kind of a simple kind of thing where it's just the principles, which are things that show up based around other story events or different milestones, including first death, newborn, and a whole bunch of other criteria. The next section is kind of a simple one. It's just the death count. It's just going to be a numeric a numeric thing that just goes up and down. The next section is the Nemesis monsters, and I'm going to coincide it with the section of quarries, which they're just going to be combined into one tab of creatures. I'm just going to show the user what they can hunt, and they can modify what they can hunt and when they can hunt it. With the quarries, however, I'll just have it to where when they go into each of the different monsters, they can add or subtract how many of each level that they faced. Another section is the settlement locations, which kind of like the innovations, can only be built after a certain thing is gotten. So like you get the Lantern Horde and you can build Bonesmith, Skinnery, and Organ Grinder, but you can't really get the Weapon Crafter as soon as you get the Lantern Horde. So it kind of builds on each other just like the innovations. Another section is the storage, which I combine the materials and the gear together into it, and the gear is separated out into different sections based on the settlement locations that you have, and you can go in and click on it and you can see a list of the gear that you can get. And same goes with the material in the different sections that you can get the material. The final section is kind of the meat of it that I'm hoping to automate is the population section. This kind of records all of the different important aspects for each character, and you have a plethora of characters in the game, and you can either find them out during the game or you can have newborns. And the newborns part is what I hope to automate. There are different cards such as Clan of Death, Graves, and Survival of the Fittest, which all kind of coincide with when you create a newborn. So like Clan of Death adds certain stat gains, so I'm hoping it will read the fact that you have Clan of Death, and it'll go in and when you hit newborn, it will actually add the stats that that card gives to that character, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to make this editable so that way you can record and change around them and make it a lot easier for you to record.